We have breaking news. The New York Federal Reserve just came out with revised inflation expectations.
What are we thinking?
The New York Federal Reserve now sees inflation still above 5% 1 year from today.
Dude.
They believe 3 years from today,
On a percent basis.
it'll be over 4%, and a series high with large expected price rises in food, rent, and medical costs.
Three main things you spend money on.
So basically everything you spend money on is going to go up. Here's the craziest part. If inflation is still above 5% a year from now, that's 5% above where it is today, which is 5% above where it was a year ago.
Yeah,
We now are in compounding territory, ladies and gentlemen. Put on your helmets, strap in your seatbelts. Do not talk while the pilot takes off, because we are going to start compounding at a rate that you cannot imagine.
yeah, the one thing that people don't talk about enough is that like the price increases aren't going anywhere. The inflation, when it moves back down to 2%, those price increases that all these people made to combat all this inflation and all the kind of the supply chain effects, those aren't going anywhere. So we see 5%, 4%. What do they want to take out? I'm sure we'll be taking out food, rent, and medical costs soon when we report the official numbers. But ultimately, yeah, those price increases aren't going anywhere. So your dollar, you're losing your purchasing power daily now. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. And we've seen people are flocking to inflation hedge assets, whether it's Bitcoin or something else. Gold doesn't really seem to be the thing.
Gold's down 7% over the last year.
Yeah, that people are choosing. But real estate, other kind of digital assets and stuff like that, people are clearly choosing to exit the US dollar and look for assets that are going to protect their purchasing power, are a store of value, and have appreciated over time. I think that'll continue to happen over the next year, obviously, with numbers like this being thrown around.
You know what worries me is if this is their expectation, they're probably going to miss on expectations and just blow past it. We might see 8% in a year. I mean, they were wrong every other time, and it's always they're wrong in their favor. They're like, oh, we were expecting this, and then it actually was a lot more.
Yeah.
So if they're expecting 4% in 3 years is not a crazy expectation, I don't think, but 5.2% is wild.
Like we said, Pomp Boys Motors with the economic predictions over here. People on Twitter have been saying this stuff for a year now, and the Federal Reserve, I don't know if whether they knew it was happening and they just didn't want to say it, or if they later came to that conclusion. But now they're saying the stuff that people thought everyone was crazy on Twitter for saying, right? Like people have been beating the drum on this for 12 to 18 months now, saying that this is what was happening, this is what was going to happen over the next few years in food, rent, medical costs, everything associated with kind of the inflation measures. But this is clear that it's happening. They didn't talk about it before. They actually combated it and said not to worry. And now they're admitting it. So good on them for admitting it. But ultimately, the people on Twitter were right.
We should congratulate them on changing their minds. But it's not even just the people on Twitter. Bitcoiners understand the U.S. economy better than Wall Street. I've been saying this literally for over a year now. This was so obvious. Go back, check the receipts. Last year, inflation's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. We have no concerns. Bitcoiners were up in arms yelling and screaming about it. Then it became this story of it's transitory. We are now talking about compounding inflation annually of 4 to 5% for half a decade. You will not survive financially if you simply work an hourly job and save dollars. Get out of your hourly job, because they're not going to go ahead and increase your pay enough to keep up with this. They're going to pay you less and less and less year after year after year for the coming years. And two is, if you're a saver, you're screwed. You have to learn to invest. I don't care what assets you invest in. I don't care if you like equities, real estate, commodities, crypto, whatever. Don't buy gold. And don't buy bonds. But other than that, go figure out and learn how to invest, because you are going to get screwed. We are watching in real time. Food, rent, and medical costs are going to have, quote, large expected price rises. The New York Federal Reserve, this is not somebody on Twitter. The New York Federal Reserve is saying this. The three main things that you spend money on are going to have large expected price rises. They don't put large in there unless they mean large. And on top of that, what we are watching is businesses that are struggling more and more, which means that they have to do things to try to get more employees to work at their business. This is incredible. I mean, this is nuts.
See, last month's CPI numbers are being released tomorrow too.
CPI expectation, August 2021.
What's their expectation? 5.6?
3.9. Now, this is not the official. This is like one.
I'm taking bets on if they're correct or not.
Yeah, this is one group. Somebody said 3.9% is like saying the New York Jets will win the Super Bowl. I don't make the rules. They said it. Hey guys, bang, bang. Thanks so much for watching the Best Business Show today. And don't forget to check out our partner, SoFi. They make all this possible. They're a super app that lets you save, spend, borrow, earn, and invest all from one single platform. And if you go there today and you sign up for a SoFi Invest account, you can get between $5 and $1,000 for free from SoFi. Not everyone's obviously going to get $1,000, but everyone gets something. Don't say that I never did anything for you. Go check them out at SoFi.com/pomp. Download the app and go ahead and open an account. SoFi.com/pomp. And make sure you come back and watch more of the Best Business Show. We're going to build the biggest business show in the world, and we need your help.